last question.
So Iga, how jet lagged are you?
It's not that bad actually, because it's a nice jet lag, going this way. So I think I'll be ready on Thursday. Yeah.
Was it a easy choice to make to kind of come here, or in terms of the scheduling and the way it all worked out?
It makes sense because I just have to have more matches before like the finals. It would be pretty bad if I would have like 3 weeks without matches, because then I'm gonna be a little bit. I would be a little bit like, I don't know, not in the rhythm, So it makes sense to be here for sure. And I really wanted to play because of the city, and I heard so many positive things about the tournament that I wanted to come.
Was that the tricky part of this end of the schedule? I mean, you talked about the no break between the Tour Finals and BJK Cup, but also you scheduled yourself with 2 tournaments in a row, 9 time zones apart, and your scheduling's been good this year overall. Was it difficult to decide how to figure out this last part of the season?
Well, the thing is that right now I feel a little bit like more fresh because I had really time off after US Open. So coming to Ostrava, I knew that I can give like everything all in, and even though I played like 2 really long matches there, I feel pretty fine physically. But after the finals, I think it's gonna be like the toughest moment because it's the end of the season, and coming back from a place where the climate is so nice, then to Europe where it's really cold, and I was in Europe for 2 weeks and I got a cold, so so basically I think it would be really hard and just not safe,
Coco talked yesterday about getting to a point where she can actually take a little bit of time for enjoyment events, like what she's. Are you finding at this point you can do things like that, which help balance your life, and tennis isn't just everything?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I always felt like we need things besides tennis, and if we're gonna just focus on it, obviously when we're gonna win, we're gonna be happy, but when there's gonna be some bad time, we're gonna really just think about it, So I always had just other kind of things to focus on, which weren't really I don't have like any other huge passion to anything. I love listening to music, I love reading books, and when I can I'm watching a lot of TV shows, but I really enjoyed staying in States last year because we also stayed before the finals for like 4 weeks, and I went to the Eagles and to NBA games, so I really like events like that. But I don't know what Twitch is, so
you can ask Coco.
I feel old.
What are some of the books you're reading lately?
Imię Róży to jest Rose's name, jak się nazywa? Daria?
Przede wszystkim Madame Bovary skończyłaś, tak?
November.
Yeah, but right now
A ja zaraz sprawdzę, bo ja nie wiem.
I never know what's the title in English,
Oh.
I'm gonna let you know in a sec.
Music?
I'm having a hard time finding anything new, honestly. I'm waiting for Taylor Swift's song. I really loved the last 2 ones. So we'll see.
It's your first time in San Diego ever?
Yes.
Did you get in yesterday?
Yes, I do have time to see.
The beach is 5 minutes away.
Really? Is it like far away or?
That's right there.
Oh, okay.
Real close, yeah.
Good to know.
So Iga, Federer's brand became perfection. What do you think your brand is right now, especially with respect to how you've been able to contribute to some of the world events happening, some very serious things in the world right now?
Well, that's a hard question. Probably it would be better to ask my PR manager or something like that. But I would say, like me personally, I would like to be known as somebody who's mentally strong and who's not gonna waste opportunities because of that. I really like to help and to be involved in some topics that are like personally important for me. But on the other hand, I don't want to become like face of everything, So I want to really have a balance in that because it's still a new thing for me, being like really high profile person, so I'm taking it step by step. It's so hot here.
So Iga, it's been such a big, great season for you in so many ways. How do you feel in terms of motivation, in terms of just your mental freshness, and so what are the challenges in the next 2 or 3 weeks for you to finish strong?
Honestly, I feel great, and that's weird because I thought after so many matches I'm gonna feel, I don't know, lack of motivation, and maybe, I don't know, when I thought that maybe that when you're winning too much, then you're not gonna have another, goals to reach. But honestly, it's the opposite because I feel like I'm even more fresh because winning keeps me, I don't know, just really positive, and I don't waste my energy and time on kind of.
So be back in New York back in the day, US Open.
I don't waste a lot of energy and time on coming back to this positive mindset, So I feel like really I can be in the rhythm and just do my job on the court and play. So I feel pretty good. Yeah.
Iga, you became number 1 back in Miami. Do you like being number 1 and being chased, or did you kind of like chasing other players, or how's that been for you?
I like it. I like it, but I guess I still need some time to see how it is because really I felt so good on court lately that I only in Toronto and Cincinnati I only felt like I'm kind of chased, because I wasn't able to play as I expected, so it's hard to say. But anytime I have period like that, I'm coming back to this. Lowering my expectations and just focusing on what's going on court and not really thinking about the number, next to my name. And I've never really focused on that my entire life, so I'm pretty glad that it didn't change right now.
In what ways has Rafa Nadal been a bit of a pseudo coach for you?
What does that mean?
Kind of like a secondary coach or influence, I guess.
I would say most of it was most of the influence that I got in terms of my game style. I think it was when I was younger and I was really, I was soaking it in, because I didn't have my own game style. So then I really liked how he played. So I also played topspin. For sure, my first coach, maybe not first, but the coach that taught me the technique, also had a big part in that. And maybe he used that I like Rafa, so yeah, I think this was really important time. But right now, Rafa is more of an experience in terms of his mentality and how he behaves on and off court. Because tennis-wise, I know that I have to find my own way, and find my own game style. So I already did that, but yeah, Rafa is pretty extraordinary with not giving up, and coming back after setbacks. So,
Couple more questions.
Iga, what gives you the most pride about your season this year? What do you feel proudest about personally?
It's pretty weird having too many things to choose,
Good problem.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I would say that I managed to have that balance, between all these matches and all these challenges that I had, and also being happy and not feeling overwhelmed with all of that. I would say this is the thing that I'm proud of. But for sure, all the stats and numbers, they're pretty amazing. So even right now, I still find it pretty weird that I won US Open, and sometimes it just hits me out of nowhere, and I'm like, that's cool.
Last question.
Iga, just on the question of motivation, just as Chris was mentioning, at this section of the season, a lot of players are saying it's kind of hard to find that motivation. What are we playing for? There's no big slam. You've already obviously qualified for the finals and had a great season. So in terms of setting the goals right now, are they daily goals, weekly goals, match goals? How are you kind of creating that carrot to kind of chase for yourself?
Well, it wasn't easy to have goals, honestly. Even after Roland Garros, I didn't know how I'm gonna play in US, so I don't like to put goals I don't know, I'm gonna reach a semifinal or something. So I'm usually just focused on like having this good process. So that's why I'm probably the most part of the process. But right now I don't even feel like I need too many goals because I just really enjoy being on court and just playing against, like competing, and yeah. So I'm just doing that. I'm not over analyzing, and I think that's pretty cool because last year I was analyzing anything and I was it made me really nervous before the finals. So this time I'm doing it a little bit differently.
All right. Thank you, everyone.